There are moments inside the royal family that never appear in official statements, moments that Buckingham Palace never explains publicly, yet somehow the entire world still feels the tension behind them, and according to royal insiders, one of the coldest moments Queen Elizabeth II ever orchestrated may have unfolded in complete silence, hidden behind diamonds, pearls, and a funeral watched by millions. Because when Catherine, Princess of Wales, walked into St. George's Chapel wearing one of Princess Diana's most emotionally loaded pearl chokers, many royal watchers immediately believed Queen Elizabeth II had just delivered a message directly to Camilla, Queen Consort, without speaking a single word. What makes that moment even more fascinating is that the pearl choker itself was never simply about jewelry, because inside the monarchy, jewels are power, memory, hierarchy, and endorsement wrapped together into visual symbolism that the public instinctively understands even when the palace refuses to explain it. And that is where this story becomes far darker than most people realize, because reports surrounding Queen Elizabeth II's final years suggest the late monarch had already made a deeply personal decision about who would ultimately carry the emotional future of the monarchy forward. Was Queen Elizabeth II quietly building Catherine, Princess of Wales, into the visual successor of Princess Diana while deliberately keeping Camilla at a careful distance? And if that is true, what does it reveal about the private dynamics hidden behind Buckingham Palace walls for nearly 2 decades? According to royal commentators who studied the funeral of Prince Philip in 2021, the atmosphere inside St. George's Chapel already carried enormous emotional pressure before Catherine, Princess of Wales, even entered the room. Prince William stood separated from Prince Harry during one of the most emotionally fragile periods in modern royal family history. King Charles III was grieving the loss of Prince Philip while simultaneously navigating growing tensions surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall at the time, reportedly understood that every camera lens in the world was searching for even the smallest emotional reaction. Then Catherine arrived wearing the 4-strand pearl choker associated forever with Princess Diana, and suddenly the conversation surrounding that funeral shifted instantly across international media and royal forums. Royal observers immediately recognized what those pearls represented because Princess Diana had transformed that choker into one of the most iconic visual symbols of the monarchy during the 1980s, meaning Queen Elizabeth II was not simply selecting elegant funeral jewelry for Catherine, Princess of Wales. Queen Elizabeth II was reviving a memory the royal family had carefully protected for decades. Reports described how those pearls had remained locked away for years following Princess Diana's death because Buckingham Palace understood the emotional weight attached to them, and according to palace insiders mentioned throughout royal coverage, Queen Elizabeth II personally approved every major piece Catherine wore to Prince Philip's funeral. If that claim is accurate, then Queen Elizabeth II knowingly placed Princess Diana's memory directly beside Camilla during one of the most watched royal events in recent history. And honestly, when you look at the footage again knowing all of this context, the emotional tension becomes impossible to ignore. What makes the entire situation even more intriguing is that this reportedly did not begin at Prince Philip's funeral. Royal reporting surrounding Camilla's early years inside the monarchy has long suggested there were concerns about titles, symbolism, and Diana's legacy from the moment King Charles III married Camilla in 2005. According to long-standing royal speculation, discussions reportedly emerged regarding whether Camilla could eventually use the Princess of Wales title, a possibility that immediately triggered intense public backlash because Princess Diana remained emotionally untouchable in the eyes of millions around the world. Queen Elizabeth II ultimately ensured Camilla used the title Duchess of Cornwall instead, and many royal analysts later interpreted that decision as one of the clearest signs that Queen Elizabeth II fully understood how emotionally dangerous certain royal symbols had become after Princess Diana's death. But this is where the story starts becoming less about titles and more about succession, image control, and the future identity of the monarchy itself, because once Prince William married Kate Middleton in 2011, something inside the public perception of the royal family changed dramatically. Catherine, Princess of Wales, immediately connected with audiences across Britain, America, Canada, and Australia in ways that reminded many viewers of Princess Diana's emotional accessibility, while Prince William increasingly began to represent stability, discipline, and continuity as the future king. And according to royal insiders, Queen Elizabeth II appeared to recognize that shift very quickly. Over the following years, Catherine, Princess of Wales, gradually gained access to increasingly historic and emotionally significant royal jewels, including pieces directly associated with Queen Elizabeth II herself and, perhaps even more importantly, pieces deeply connected to Princess Diana's visual legacy. That pattern became impossible for royal watchers to ignore. Some believe Queen Elizabeth II was doing far more than loaning jewelry to Catherine, Princess of Wales, during those years. Some believe Queen Elizabeth II was visually preparing the public for the next era of the monarchy long before King Charles III officially ascended the throne. Because every time Catherine appeared wearing another historic royal piece, whether linked to Queen Elizabeth II, Princess Diana, or the Princess of Wales lineage itself, the public reaction exploded across newspapers, television coverage, and social media discussion. Meanwhile, despite becoming queen consort beside King Charles III, Camilla often struggled to generate the same emotional connection with audiences that Catherine naturally commanded without effort. And perhaps that difference explains why so many royal commentators remain obsessed with the symbolism of those jewels even today. But according to palace speculation, the real tension surrounding the royal vault may have become even more personal behind closed doors, because reports suggest Camilla increasingly understood that certain pieces were emotionally reserved for Catherine, Princess of Wales, no matter what rank Camilla ultimately achieved beside King Charles III. And if those reports are even partially true, then the story we are discussing today is not actually about diamonds or pearls at all. The story is about endorsement, legacy, and the quiet decision Queen Elizabeth II may have made regarding who she truly trusted to embody the emotional future of the royal family after her death. And what happened next reportedly made that message even harder to ignore, because once Queen Elizabeth II began transferring some of the monarchy's most emotionally symbolic pieces toward Catherine, Princess of Wales, palace insiders started noticing a pattern that only grew more obvious with every major royal appearance. So the real question is this: was Queen Elizabeth II simply rewarding Catherine for stability and loyalty, or was the late monarch deliberately building Catherine, Princess of Wales, into the visual center of the monarchy while quietly keeping Camilla outside the emotional heart of the crown? If you think this story is already intense, what happened inside the royal vault afterward raised even bigger questions about Prince William, King Charles III, and the future direction of the monarchy itself. And before we continue, subscribe to the channel because the next part of this royal drama becomes even more revealing once the battle over the monarchy's most symbolic jewels truly begins. The deeper Queen Elizabeth II moved Catherine, Princess of Wales, into the visual center of the monarchy, the more royal insiders began noticing something that Buckingham Palace would never openly acknowledge. Because according to reports circulating among palace staff and royal commentators, the late monarch was not distributing royal jewels randomly or purely according to rank. Queen Elizabeth II appeared to be creating an invisible hierarchy inside the royal family, one built entirely through symbolism, legacy, and emotional trust. And the woman standing at the very center of that carefully controlled strategy was not Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall at the time, but Catherine, Princess of Wales, the future queen beside Prince William. What made the situation especially fascinating was the fact that Camilla reportedly understood exactly what was happening long before the public fully recognized it. According to royal speculation referenced by palace observers, Camilla increasingly pushed for greater visibility during major royal occasions after Kate Middleton's popularity exploded following the royal wedding in 2011. Catherine, Princess of Wales, had become a global phenomenon almost overnight, with newspapers across Britain and America comparing Kate Middleton's public impact to Princess Diana at the height of Diana's popularity. That comparison alone reportedly created enormous pressure inside Buckingham Palace because King Charles III had spent years trying to stabilize Camilla's public image after decades of controversy surrounding Princess Diana. Meghan Markle had not yet entered the royal family to distract global media attention, and suddenly Catherine, Princess of Wales, was effortlessly becoming the emotional centerpiece of the monarchy's future. And this is where the royal vault reportedly became a silent battlefield. According to palace insiders discussed throughout royal commentary, Camilla allegedly believed that as the wife of the future king, Camilla should receive senior access to important royal jewelry during state occasions. On paper, that argument made complete institutional sense because Camilla stood beside King Charles III, while Catherine, Princess of Wales, was still one generation away from the throne beside Prince William. But Queen Elizabeth II reportedly answered those expectations in the coldest possible way, because rather than publicly refusing Camilla, Queen Elizabeth II simply continued elevating Catherine through increasingly symbolic jewelry loans that carried emotional weight far beyond diamonds or pearls. The silence itself became the message. One of the clearest examples reportedly came through the Nizam of Hyderabad necklace, considered by many royal historians to be one of the most important and visually recognizable necklaces in the entire royal collection. Queen Elizabeth II herself wore the necklace during defining portraits from the early years of her reign, meaning the piece was not merely valuable financially. The necklace represented the image of Queen Elizabeth II as a young monarch during the moment the modern monarchy was being shaped before television audiences around the world. And yet, according to royal records and public appearances, Queen Elizabeth II eventually authorized Catherine, Princess of Wales to wear that necklace publicly during a major gala appearance in 2014, instantly sending royal watchers into a frenzy because many interpreted the move as direct confirmation that Catherine was being positioned as the monarchy's long-term visual future. Camilla never received the same opportunity. What makes that detail even more significant is the timing surrounding Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, during those years. While Prince Harry and Meghan Markle would later become central figures in royal drama dominating international headlines, Prince William and Kate Middleton were quietly becoming the monarchy's safest and most stable public image. Polling repeatedly showed strong public confidence in Prince William as the future king, while Catherine, Princess of Wales, consistently ranked among the most admired members of the royal family. Queen Elizabeth II reportedly valued stability above almost everything else during the later years of her reign, especially after decades of royal scandals, divorce controversies, and institutional crises involving Princess Diana, Prince Andrew, Prince Harry, and Meghan Markle. So when Queen Elizabeth II continued placing historic jewels onto Catherine, Princess of Wales during this period, many royal commentators believed the late monarch was making a strategic institutional investment, not simply a fashion decision. But according to some palace insiders, the most painful moments for Camilla were not always the largest tiaras or the most expensive diamonds. The truly devastating moments allegedly involved deeply personal pieces emotionally associated with Queen Elizabeth II herself. Reports suggest Camilla once admired the Cambridge pearl brooch, a piece Queen Elizabeth II wore constantly throughout her reign during quieter engagements and personal portraits, meaning the brooch carried emotional intimacy rather than ceremonial grandeur. And what happened afterward reportedly stunned palace observers because instead of the brooch eventually appearing on Camilla, the piece later surfaced on Catherine, Princess of Wales, during an important joint portrait with Prince William that symbolized the next generation of the monarchy. Once again, Queen Elizabeth II never publicly explained anything. The jewelry itself delivered the message without words. By this point, according to royal speculation, Camilla likely realized the real problem was no longer status or access. The deeper issue was emotional legitimacy in the eyes of both Queen Elizabeth II and the public itself. Because despite becoming queen consort beside King Charles III, Camilla could never fully separate her image from the painful memory of Princess Diana for many royal watchers. Meanwhile, Catherine, Princess of Wales, increasingly appeared to embody the exact qualities Queen Elizabeth II wanted associated with the monarchy's future: discipline, calmness, continuity, and emotional stability beside Prince William, the future king. And perhaps that explains why Queen Elizabeth II reportedly continued directing some of the monarchy's most symbolic jewels toward Catherine, even as Camilla's institutional rank kept rising higher and higher. But what happened next reportedly pushed the emotional divide inside the royal family even further, because once Prince Harry and Meghan Markle exited royal duties and royal tensions exploded publicly across interviews, documentaries, and accusations, the symbolic role of Catherine, Princess of Wales, inside the monarchy suddenly became even more important than before. And according to royal observers, Queen Elizabeth II's final jewelry decisions during the closing years of her life may have revealed exactly who the late monarch trusted to protect the emotional future of the crown once Prince William eventually becomes king. By the final years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the emotional landscape inside the royal family had changed dramatically, because the monarchy was no longer dealing only with old tensions surrounding Princess Diana and Camilla, queen consort. The institution was now facing an entirely new crisis involving Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, public trust, and growing fears about whether the monarchy could emotionally survive another generation of internal division. And according to many royal commentators, that turbulent period may explain why Queen Elizabeth II became even more deliberate about visually positioning Catherine, Princess of Wales, as the stable emotional center of the crown beside Prince William, the future king. When Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped away from royal duties and later launched public criticisms against Buckingham Palace through interviews and documentaries, the monarchy suddenly appeared fragile in a way many people had never witnessed before. International headlines questioned King Charles III's future leadership before King Charles III had even formally taken the throne, while social media debates surrounding Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and the royal family became increasingly aggressive and emotionally charged. During that same period, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, carefully avoided escalating public conflict, maintaining a controlled and disciplined image that strongly reminded many observers of Queen Elizabeth II's own philosophy regarding duty and restraint. And according to palace insiders, Queen Elizabeth II reportedly appreciated that approach enormously during the final chapter of the late monarch's life. That context makes the symbolism surrounding the lover's knot tiara even more extraordinary. The tiara, forever associated with Princess Diana, carries enormous emotional weight within the monarchy because Princess Diana transformed the piece into one of the most recognizable royal images in modern history. Royal experts have repeatedly noted that allowing the wrong person to inherit that symbolism could have triggered massive public backlash, especially among audiences who still viewed Princess Diana as emotionally untouchable decades after Diana's death. Yet Queen Elizabeth II reportedly ensured Catherine, Princess of Wales, became the primary modern wearer of the lover's knot tiara, effectively linking Kate Middleton to Princess Diana's visual legacy in front of a global audience. And what happened during later state banquets reportedly made the contrast between Catherine and Camilla even harder to ignore. According to royal observers, Camilla often appeared wearing larger collections of jewels after Queen Elizabeth II's death, almost as though years of restricted access had suddenly disappeared overnight. Meanwhile, Catherine, Princess of Wales, frequently arrived wearing fewer pieces but instantly commanded more public attention because every item carried emotional symbolism tied to Princess Diana, Queen Elizabeth II, or the future of Prince William's monarchy. That difference became especially noticeable during high-profile diplomatic receptions where cameras consistently focused more intensely on Catherine despite Camilla technically holding the higher immediate rank beside King Charles III. Some royal commentators believe this reveals the most important truth of the entire story, because Queen Elizabeth II may never have viewed jewelry as decoration at all. Queen Elizabeth II understood that within the monarchy, jewels function almost like emotional endorsements permanently attached to the women who wear them. And according to palace speculation, the late monarch ultimately trusted Catherine, Princess of Wales, to carry the emotional continuity of the crown into the future far more naturally than anyone else inside the royal family. Not because Catherine sought power aggressively, but because Catherine represented calm continuity during one of the monarchy's most unstable modern periods involving Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and years of public royal drama. But the story becomes even more complicated after Queen Elizabeth II's death, because once King Charles III officially ascended the throne and Camilla became queen consort, the balance of power surrounding the royal vault technically changed forever. And according to royal insiders, there remains one uncomfortable reality that Buckingham Palace never fully explains publicly. Many of the monarchy's most emotionally symbolic jewels are not formally protected by written declarations. Which means the future battle over Queen Elizabeth II's private legacy may not actually be finished at all. What makes the entire situation surrounding Queen Elizabeth II's jewelry decisions even darker is the fact that the late monarch never officially explained any of it, which means every gesture, every loan, every carefully timed appearance by Catherine, Princess of Wales, created even more speculation inside royal circles about what Queen Elizabeth II truly believed regarding Camilla, queen consort, and the future of the monarchy. And according to palace insiders, the emotional divide reportedly became impossible to ignore after Queen Elizabeth II passed away in September 2022, because suddenly the carefully controlled system surrounding the royal vault changed overnight. For nearly 2 decades, Queen Elizabeth II had reportedly acted as the silent gatekeeper deciding which royal woman carried which piece of history. But once King Charles III became monarch, Camilla finally gained access to jewels that had remained heavily restricted throughout most of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Royal watchers immediately noticed the difference. Camilla began appearing in larger, more visually commanding collections during major diplomatic receptions, signaling that the era of limitations surrounding Queen Camilla had effectively ended. Yet strangely, according to many royal commentators, the increased access did not create the emotional triumph many people expected. In some ways, the contrast between Camilla and Catherine, Princess of Wales, became even sharper than before. One moment in particular reportedly exposed that contrast with brutal clarity. During a major state banquet following Queen Elizabeth II's death, Camilla appeared wearing significant royal jewels, including historically important sapphire and emerald pieces that projected undeniable authority beside King Charles III. On paper, the visual message should have been overwhelming because Camilla was now queen consort, standing beside the reigning monarch, while Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, remained one step below the throne institutionally. But according to royal observers covering the event, the emotional focus of the room shifted almost immediately once Catherine entered wearing the lover's knot tiara associated forever with Princess Diana. And that reaction reveals something fascinating about how the monarchy actually functions emotionally in the modern era. Because Catherine, Princess of Wales, no longer needed overwhelming diamonds or massive jewel collections to dominate public attention. Queen Elizabeth II had already attached emotional legitimacy to Catherine years earlier through carefully chosen symbolism connected to Princess Diana, continuity, and the future reign of Prince William. So when Catherine appeared wearing the lover's knot tiara, audiences did not simply see a royal jewel. Audiences saw the memory of Princess Diana, the stability associated with Kate Middleton, and the image of the future queen standing beside Prince William, the future king. Meanwhile, Camilla, despite technically possessing greater immediate authority beside King Charles III, often struggled to create the same instinctive emotional connection. According to some royal analysts, this may explain why Queen Elizabeth II reportedly protected certain emotionally loaded pieces so carefully during the final years of the late monarch's life. Queen Elizabeth II understood that the monarchy survives not only through constitutional power, but through symbolism, memory, and public feeling. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had already demonstrated how quickly emotional fractures inside the royal family could spiral into global controversy, meaning Queen Elizabeth II likely recognized that preserving emotional continuity around Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, was becoming absolutely critical for the monarchy's long-term survival. But perhaps the most uncomfortable detail of all involves the fact that many of these jewelry arrangements were reportedly never formally documented. According to royal insiders, Queen Elizabeth II rarely issued written declarations assigning emotionally significant pieces permanently to Catherine, Princess of Wales. Instead, the late monarch created an unwritten system understood privately inside palace circles through repeated actions and symbolic choices. And technically, that creates an extraordinary reality inside Buckingham Palace today, because Queen Camilla could theoretically request access to many of the same jewels associated with Catherine, Princess of Wales, if King Charles III approved those decisions. Yet according to royal commentators, Queen Camilla likely understands exactly why doing so would trigger enormous backlash. Because after years of public controversy surrounding Princess Diana, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and royal family tensions, the monarchy's emotional center has increasingly settled around Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, in the eyes of the public. And if Queen Camilla attempted to reclaim symbols now emotionally attached to Catherine, many believe it would instantly revive the very controversies Queen Elizabeth II spent years carefully trying to contain. Which raises the biggest question of all. Did Queen Elizabeth II quietly outmaneuver future royal conflict years before the public fully understood what the late monarch was doing? Because the closer people examine the final years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the more it appears the late monarch may have been carefully shaping not just the image of Catherine, Princess of Wales, but the emotional survival strategy of the monarchy itself. And what happened behind palace walls during Queen Elizabeth II's final private decisions reportedly makes that possibility even more astonishing. And perhaps that is why this entire story continues to fascinate royal watchers across the world long after Queen Elizabeth II's death, because beneath the diamonds, beneath the titles, and beneath the carefully rehearsed appearances on Buckingham Palace balconies, this was never really a battle about jewelry at all. This was a battle about trust, emotional legitimacy, and the future identity of the monarchy itself. According to royal commentators, Queen Elizabeth II spent the final years of the late monarch's reign quietly deciding which figures inside the royal family represented continuity and which figures represented instability, and whether people agree with those choices or not, the symbolism attached to Catherine, Princess of Wales, became impossible to ignore by the end. Every major piece associated with Catherine seemed to carry a message connected to memory and succession. The pearl choker linked forever to Princess Diana. The lover's knot tiara recognized instantly across the world. The deeply personal brooches and bracelets tied emotionally to Queen Elizabeth II herself. Piece by piece, appearance after appearance, Queen Elizabeth II appeared to build Catherine, Princess of Wales, into something much larger than simply the wife of Prince William. The late monarch appeared to be shaping Catherine into the emotional bridge between the Elizabethan era, the memory of Princess Diana, and the future reign of Prince William as king. And perhaps that explains why audiences consistently react so differently whenever Catherine enters a royal event, because the symbolism surrounding Catherine no longer feels accidental. It feels inherited. Meanwhile, the story surrounding Camilla, Queen Consort, remains far more complicated. Despite standing loyally beside King Charles III for years and ultimately becoming Queen Consort after decades of public scrutiny, Camilla has never fully escaped the emotional shadow of Princess Diana in the eyes of many royal observers. That reality may feel unfair to some people, especially after the years Camilla spent rebuilding public perception beside King Charles III. Yet royal history has never operated according to fairness alone. Royal history operates through emotion, memory, image, and public attachment, and Queen Elizabeth II understood those forces better than almost anyone alive. That understanding may have shaped every silent decision hidden inside the royal vault during the late monarch's final years. What makes the story even more haunting is the possibility that Queen Elizabeth II intentionally avoided formal written declarations precisely because unwritten symbolism can become more powerful than official orders. A document can be challenged. A title can be debated. But emotional association becomes almost impossible to erase once the public accepts it. And today, when people see Catherine, Princess of Wales, wearing pieces connected to Princess Diana or Queen Elizabeth II, audiences instinctively connect Catherine to continuity, stability, and the future of the monarchy beside Prince William. That emotional connection now exists beyond palace control. As King Charles III continues leading the royal family through one of the most uncertain modern periods involving Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, public criticism, and growing questions about the monarchy's future relevance, one reality has become increasingly clear to royal observers around the world. The long-term survival of the crown may depend less on ceremonial authority and far more on emotional trust between the monarchy and the public. And according to many royal analysts, Prince William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, currently represent the monarchy's strongest emotional foundation moving forward. But what do you think? Did Queen Elizabeth II deliberately position Catherine, Princess of Wales, as the emotional successor to Princess Diana while quietly limiting Camilla's symbolic role inside the monarchy? Or are royal watchers reading too deeply into jewelry and palace tradition? And perhaps the even bigger question is this: once Prince William eventually becomes king, will Catherine, Princess of Wales, finally complete the transformation Queen Elizabeth II may have started years before the world fully noticed it? If you enjoyed this deep royal analysis surrounding Prince William, Kate Middleton, King Charles III, Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, and the hidden symbolism shaping the royal family, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because the next royal story we uncover may reveal even more about the quiet power struggles unfolding behind Buckingham Palace walls right now.